Hi Libra, welcome. So Libra, oh my gosh, welcome to your spiritual tarot reading at first. Let me get that out of the way. When I was meditating on the collective Libran energy, it feels so good. Like it just feels free, like freedom, like things freeing up for you. Also, I was getting images of baseball. I know it's not baseball season, but I heard knocking it out of the park. So some of you, it's like knocking something out of the park, you know, success coming to you or just being at the right place, right time. You know, I just feel like for some reason you can't lose in this energy. I don't know what's going on, Libra. It's really interesting to me too, because I just came from the Virgo reading and there's such a stark difference between the energies I was feeling. I felt very almost like mixed emotions going on in the Virgo reading, which if you are on the cusp or have Virgo in your chart, maybe check that out as well. But then as I shift into Libra's energy, it's more of clarity coming through and being more so on the mark. So yeah, let's get into it and see. And as I say, being on the mark, I have Mercury out, which is the card of clear communication, words, thoughts, inspiration, ideas coming through. This is like an increased awareness as well, and just things flowing to you, okay? There could be a lot of communication coming in, or you just might feel more like talking than usual, Libra, which when does an air sign not want to talk? I don't know. It's coming from a triple air sign myself. So that retrograde really could have had you in a funk though, and now as that kind of dissipates and we get into June, it's like that fog is rising. And it's interesting too, like I said, to feel the transition between Virgo and Libra, as I feel like Virgo is still a little bit in the retrograde energy, even though it's past, but they'll come out of it as well. But Libra, you seem to be like things picking up speed a little bit faster here. So let's see what's going on in the headspace and what's important to know there. And then we're going to look at the heart space and then the big spiritual picture, Libra. So you have the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Wheel here. Get one more. And the Ace of Cups. Okay, so from lackluster to full of enthusiasm. That's all I can say. That's the transitionary period right now. You're going from the Ten of Swords to the Ace of Cups. So it's almost like, first of all, your thought process getting clearer. You might have felt like, again, that you were kind of trapped in your head or just things feeling bleh, meh, like that type of energy, and now coming into this more hopeful, loving space. And this is after a period of time of working on yourself, Libra, or just refocusing your energy, you know, onto what's most important to you. And there's some sort of karmic lesson here that has been learned as well, as far as like what's worth your time and energy and what's not. I just feel like there could have been something in the past too that just felt like it decimated you. And I'm getting the word decimated, where it's just like, wow, I don't think I can take one more thing, you know, and then the universe kind of easing off a little bit. And yes, it was painful, but you did learn something through it. And it was about learning what's most important to you. And some of you, what's important to you is freedom. And the freedom to choose, but also love. And some of you getting into this space right now where you're just loving freedom or loving life, okay? There's also a message here about like feeling at times that you've been taken for granted, okay? And needing to work on that. And that doesn't sound like something you should work on, right? It sounds like that should be someone else's fault. But we have to own all of our emotions, even the ones that we think are the fault of others. So think about this emotion of feeling like taken for granted, right? That assumes that you put your worth or value into the hands of another person, which is always dangerous territory because people have their own path and their own guidance, and not always are their choices going to line up with what's best for you. But that's all right, because you get to make choices that line up to what's best for you. And so if someone wasn't appreciating you, it was likely because you were not truly valuing and appreciating yourself at that moment. As often, we manifest things external to us that we have going on internally, right? And so there's also this message here, Libra, about appreciating oneself and not needing another to provide you that, and therefore making it impossible for you to be taken for granted unless you're taking yourself for granted, which is dangerous territory, right? So don't, you know, get stuck in that trap, right? Just know your worth and know that you're loved and things are really working out for you. So let's go into the heart space and see on the emotional front what we got going on there. The Queen of Pentacles. The Justice card. I'm happy to see the Justice card in the emotional space, Libra. The Devil. Not so great about that, but the Queen of Swords is your energy here. So there's a fine balance, right? There's a fine balance here, and you should know all about that since you're a Libra, because balance, especially in relationships, is important to you. But I do feel that there's a fine balance, right, between being self-assured and knowing your worth versus being self-righteous and in your ego. Fine line, right? Some people don't like the concept of self-love because they think it makes people egotistical or braggadocious. But whenever you see someone fully in their ego and calling it self-love, that is not the state that they are actually in. Self-love is actually a spiritual journey where you hold yourself in a space of loving yourself and giving yourself grace and appreciation in the moment. And when you're truly in that state of being, it doesn't matter who you're looking at, even if it's your worst enemy, you feel love. You feel blessed anyways. And you see others as blessed. That's true self-love. Self-love is also identifying the fact that we're all connected. So there really isn't anyone external from you to hate on. Because anytime you observe another and you dislike something about them, that's something within you that is doing the disliking, right? And that throws you out of alignment because Source sees all through the eyes of love, unconditional love. But some people do get it twisted and they think self-love is railing against others and you know, telling other people how to treat them and getting defensive about it. And I do think it is easy to cross that line because sometimes it's like, well, sometimes I have to stand up for myself if I'm going to love myself. And while sometimes we do need to make a stand in life, oftentimes we don't, you know, oftentimes it would be better just to lovingly go a separate way as opposed to make or create an argument, right? Just to prove a point. I hope this is making sense to you because there's a big message here about knowing the difference, Libra, and not treading that fine line. Because if you get sucked into your ego and you let your temper, your words get the best of you, you're not really going to like the outcome too much because the outcome is like the self-isolating type of vibe where it's like, I'm sorry, I want to get my words right, please. Oh, where you like self-sabotage yourself. Sorry, I'm trying to get this correct in my mind. Where you could self-sabotage yourself. Say that 3 times fast. Self-sabotage is what I meant. So you could have peace, balance, awareness, comfortability, or you could have this sense of isolation. No one understands me. I'm feeling left out. You know, I'm pushing people out. You decide which one do you want to be in, because you're always the decider of your experience. Okay, so there's an additional message. This will be a carve out for some of you, but not all of you. Some of you are dealing with a toxic masculine energy that has a tendency to kind of bring this out in you. But it always ends up leaving you feeling depleted, not necessarily the other person. And so there's a message here about maintaining your integrity and not going there, not allowing that person to drain you of your energy like that, to stay in this loving space that you worked so hard to get to, Libra. All right, so let's go to the bigger spiritual picture and see. Sorry, I'm gonna check the time. 3 of Cups. King of Wands. Whoa, that's way more than I wanted. The Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the 4 of Cups. But it's over the King of Wands, and I feel like it fell there for a reason, so I'm going to keep it there. I don't know why I keep getting the word braggadocious. I don't know if you're dealing with someone like that, or like careful if you're doing that. It's weird. Anyways, okay, so there's an opportunity during this time frame to really pull some things together when it comes to relationships. It may be after a period of time of detaching, you know, and kind of taking some time to yourself. But I feel, like I said, the energy revving up now that the retrograde's out, things becoming more clear to you. And there's this confidence boost coming in, I feel, as well, that's allowing you to be a little bit more emotionally open and vulnerable, okay? And because of that, Libra, you're attracting to you more emotional vulnerability out of others or a certain person, or multiple people for some of you. It's just like, the more balanced and open and aware that you are, the more you attract that into you, okay? Even from the most toxic of person will have trouble not seeing you through the eyes of love when you're emanating love, you know? You ever try to hate someone that's just really stinking nice? It's really hard to hate someone who's nice. But it's easy to hate someone who's spiteful. And why is that? Well, law of attraction is taking place, as always. So, like attracts like. But also, you know, we're conditioned like that. We're conditioned to see a behavior and praise it or condemn it. We become our own judgers, right? But Source does not see it that way. It does not see anything through the eyes of judgment or anything right or wrong. It just flows. It's just life. It's just the life force. It's life energy. It's us that make the judgments, right? But if you could, and you can, take the perspective of Source and say, regardless of the behavior, I love because I am a lover. Not because you are lovable, but because I am a lover. Therefore, I love. And therefore, I can unconditionally give that. But also, when you're in that space, you are okay, I was going to say the F word. I'm not going to. You're unmovable. You're untouchable, right? Because also the actions and behaviors of others aren't going to throw you off of your game because you're in tune. You're in tune with who you are. Somebody could throw a fit in your face and you could just say, okay. It's ungoat-gettable. You know what I mean? So So it's like even your worst enemy would succumb to true, pure love. Not easy to do, right? But that really is how it works. And so that's why they're saying, you know, don't get sucked into your own ego, right? No matter how someone is behaving or others are behaving, stay in this integral, peaceful space here, and things will come together naturally on their own. And don't take it personal, what other people are going through anyways, because it matters not really what they do, because you are becoming confident in who you are. And so through that confidence, you will attract out of another person or others what it is that you're intending, what it is that you're wanting. And what I feel it's headed towards is this more emotional experience, this more loving, freedom-loving as well experience, this more open and communicative experience. So, let's see what the law of attraction has to say about this. Whoa. This says, that which is like unto itself shall be drawn. That's my favorite saying because it's true. But let's read it. It says, everything that you perceive is vibration, and the life you're living is a vibrational interpretation. The powerful law of attraction is at the root of everything you experience, and the never-changing, always accurate premise of this law is, that is which is like unto itself is drawn. When you give thought to something, you begin the attraction process of the essence of that subject into your life. Once you have activated a thought, a vibration within yourself by giving attention to the subject, the progression of the expansion occurs. It's easy to get it twisted and think that this is so solid and real, this life experience, but it's vibration. It's vibration that you're interpreting through your senses, your sense of sight, smell, taste, touch, and feel. However, the world that you see in front of you is only a small snippet of what's really going on, because there is an unseen world that goes on in the collective consciousness in your mind that is much more expansive than what you can see. But life begins in the mind. And so if you really want to get what you want out of a situation, out of life, out of a person, you first must begin by telling yourself that narrative and telling yourself that story and the thoughts. And as you change your vibration, you change what you attract into your life and who you attract. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on during this time frame. So interesting reading, Libra. I'm going to leave it there for now. Zodiac signs that you could be dealing with or have in your own birth chart. I have Virgo, Gemini, Capricorn, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Leo. Those are the primary zodiac signs I'm seeing, and Libra, of course. But take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff. So please check me out there. I have events, I have readings, I have videos over there. All of it linked down in the description box below, as well as the About section of my YouTube, where you can find the donation link. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so there. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best, Libra. And until next time, my friends, namaste. Bye.